So we are going to start reflection. Fine.
Yes, ma'am.
Good. What is reflection? Tell me fast.
The motion back of light actually it's a reflected surface.
And in the same medium. Okay. Earlier, before this class, we were not using the term medium, but now we will use the term medium. Okay. So bouncing back of light in the same medium after striking the surface. Okay. You can go on writing. Write fast. The bouncing back of light. The bouncing back, or you can also write returning back of light in the same medium. I hope now you know medium. Like air
Yes,
is a
ma'am.
medium, water is a medium, glass is a medium, kerosene, the same medium after striking a surface. It's called reflection. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Now there are two types of reflection. What we have to study here, just two related point, is types of reflection and laws of reflection. And laws of reflection. I am choosing to start laws of reflection first. Okay. So you know how many laws of reflection are there?
2, ma'am.
2 laws of reflection. Good. The first law is?
Ma'am, angle I is equal to angle R.
Okay. Let me, before I go for I and R, let me draw something. See, this is the reflecting surface. Suppose this is a mirror. Okay. And light falls on it. So this light is called incident ray.
Yes, ma'am.
Incident ray. Okay. This at the point of, this is called the point of incidence.
Yes, ma'am.
Point of incidence. Now, once it will strike the surface, it will bounce back. So it bounces back like this. Okay. Now this called reflected ray, which bounces back is reflected ray, which is incident ray. Now at the point of incidence, we draw an imaginary line perpendicular to this surface. Perpendicular to this surface, I am drawing an imaginary line. Okay. This imaginary perpendicular line is known as normal. Okay. And
Yes,
the incident ray, what it makes, the angle between the incident ray and the normal is called angle of incidence. This is called angle of incidence. What is angle of incidence?
The angle formed by the incident of the normal.
The angle formed between the incident ray and the normal.
Yeah.
And the angle formed between the reflected ray and the normal is angle of
reflection.
Reflection. Angle of reflection. Is it okay to everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now the first law says that the incident ray, this incident ray, the reflected ray and the normal all lie in the same plane. Same plane means it will be like this only. Suppose, let me, okay, 1 second, give me a moment. You draw this diagram till then. Draw this diagram and label all the points. Incident ray, point of incidence, then there it get reflected, and at the point of incidence we draw a perpendicular, which is an imaginary line. Okay. And that perpendicular imaginary line is called normal. Now, angle of incidence and angle of reflection. Now listen. I'll give you time to write. Now listen. See what I said, that the incident ray, Cauchy, the reflected ray and the normal all lie on the same plane. Same plane means, suppose this is your 2D plane. Okay. And here, suppose here is your mirror. Okay. So the light will come here. It will be incident here. And it will be reflected here. Now, even if the plane is like this, so it will not be that the light will bend like this. No, light will go in the same plane. That is the meaning of lying in the same plane. Same. Kaushik, where are you?
Yeah.
So incident here only, reflected here only. It will not change the plane. So this is one XY plane. This is other plane. Okay. This is other plane. So it will not go in any other plane. Fine? Is it clear? Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Now you write the law. First law. After drawing the diagram, write the first law. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So now write the first law. First law says the incident ray. You'll write heading laws of reflection and then write the first one. The incident ray, comma, the reflected ray and the normal all lie
Ma'am,
on the same
do we
plane.
need,
Yeah.
ma'am, do we need to mention normal at the point of incidence, or is it not necessary?
See, there is actually not just one ray being incident. There are multiple rays.
Okay.
So whether I take this normal or any normal, all will be making same angle of incidence. Okay, I'll come to that when I'll come to types of reflection.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Second. Now, what is the second law? Second law has been given by the observation. What observation? That this reflection was done multiple times. Okay. When it was done multiple times, every time it was seen that whatever is coming the angle I, same is angle R. Suppose this is the angle of incidence. Then we saw that whatever is this angle, same is this angle. From there, the second law of reflection came. That angle of incidence, you write in words, angle of incidence is equal to angle of reflection. Okay, now see. There is two kind of reflection. Okay. And there are actually two kinds of surfaces. One can be smooth and one can be rough, or we say it irregular. Okay. Now what is a smooth? Smooth is like mirror. Highly reflecting surface is called smooth. Okay, highly polished. Any highly polished surface. Okay, is smooth. So highly polished surface can be anything. And then mirror or still water all comes under smooth. Okay. And rough, we have many things. Where is Devansh? Okay, rough, we
Ma'am,
have many things. Like our wall, our hands. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Only in movies we can say smooth hands and those kind of things, smooth cheeks, but actually rough. Fine.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So when we have a smooth surface, okay, whatever rays falls, if they are parallel to each other, all the incident rays, if I am taking parallel to each other, okay, they are reflected back parallelly. They are reflected back also parallelly. These all reflected ray will also be parallel. If they are being incident parallelly, then they will be reflected back parallelly too. Fine.
Yes,
But
ma'am.
in case of irregular surface or rough surface, even if the rays are being incident parallelly, see all the incident rays are parallel, but the reflection is not parallel. The reflection is not parallel. Fine.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, who can tell me why this happens?
Ma'am, because it's not polished.
Okay. Any other point?
Because the surface is not straight.
Okay. Surface is not straight. That's okay. And the main reason that the angle of incidence should always be equal to angle of reflection, that is always followed by light. This is one of the basic property of light, case of reflection. Now see, here in this case, when the surface is straight, all the perpendiculars itself are parallel to each other, isn't it? Okay, because
Yes.
if I draw a line and I draw perpendiculars, so all these perpendiculars are parallel to each other.
Yes, ma'am.
So now if all parallels are equal, all lines are parallel, and I am taking other parallel line, so these two angle will be corresponding angle. All these angle will also be equal. Okay, because these are being incident at same inclination. All these rays are at same inclination. So the angle in between them will also be equal. Is it fine?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So now if all the I are same, so all the R will also be same because I will be equal to R. So all the R will also be same. So they will also give parallel reflected ray. But in this case, as the surface is not straight, see, the perpendiculars, Devans, see here, understand, then I'll give you time to write. The perpendiculars are not parallel. Perpendicular to this surface is here. These three perpendiculars are not parallel. Let me draw one more parallel incident ray. This is parallel incident ray. So its perpendicular is here. Its reflection is here. Okay, so these perpendiculars are not parallel to each other. So they are not making same angle of incidence. They are not making same angle of incidence. That's why they are not making same angle of reflection as well. And therefore, this kind of reflection is called irregular, or there is one more word, diffused reflection. Okay, this is regular reflection. I'll make you write, don't worry. Just listen. This is regular reflection and this is irregular reflection. What is irregular reflection? That parallel incident rays are not reflected back parallelly after striking the rough surface. Here, parallel incident rays are reflected back also parallelly after striking a smooth surface. Okay? Is it clear? And this happens because laws of reflection is to be followed. Fine? Now,
Yes, ma'am.
regular reflection is responsible for the image formed. Image is formed by regular reflection. Like in case of mirror, we can see the image, but in case of wall, we cannot see the face in front of it. Okay?
Yes.
But irregular reflection is highly required for light to enter our room. Suppose this is our room and the sun is outside. And suppose this is my window. Okay, so light is supposed to enter from here. Now suppose there are all the surfaces are smooth outside. Suppose. So what will happen? All the rays will come like this and all the rays will be reflected back parallelly. Will any light enter my room?
No, ma'am.
No,
No.
will enter my room. But as the surfaces are pot, this, that, everything irregular. So what happens? Irregular reflection happens. So some of them enters the room. Fine. So irregular reflection is responsible for the light entering the room. So how they ask in examination that which reflection is responsible for the light entering the room, or they write which reflection is responsible for you to enable to see the objects kept in the room. So it is assumed that there is no artificial light in the room, bulb and those things. So what enables you to see the object inside the room? So irregular reflection, because that makes the light come inside and that's how we see the objects. These are the two ways of asking this question. Now you write types of reflection. First you write regular reflection. Then write regular reflection. Regular reflection occurs when a beam of light occurs when a beam of light falls on a smooth or polished or smooth polished surface. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Wait, how will you write? In this parallel incident, in this reflection, parallel incident rays are reflected back parallelly. Parallelly, what spelling should I write? Should it be double L or single L?
No, it's double L.
Well,
Okay. Fine.
yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now irregular reflection. Don't write this much of big definition. Write irregular reflection occurs when parallel occurs on rough surface where parallel incident rays are not reflected back parallelly. Okay, so here you should write irregular and give an oblique, write diffused as well. Diffused. Fine.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, how they frame question, and here you also write here one more point. Irregular reflection is responsible for the sunlight entering our room. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, everyone will keep their answer with them. I just want to ask, what is angle of reflection here? What will be the angle of reflection? All of you chat, write me in chat box, and don't chat to everyone, chat privately only to me.
Yes.
Okay. I've got only Devansh answer till now. Fast. Devansh, your is correct.
Thank you, ma'am.
Good. Think.
Yes.
Of reflection, I'm asking angle of reflection. Angle of reflection is here,
Sir.
which is equal to angle of incidence. This much is 90-degree, fine. This reflection angle is equal to this much. It is not equal to this much. No.
Yes.
So first you need to know how much is this. So this is 90. And if this much is 30, so this is 90 minus 30. That is 60 degree. So this is also 60 degree. Fine?
Yes,
Clear?
ma'am.
Okay, draw a question diagram in your copy and then write the final answer. Write this much and then write the answer.
Yes.
R is equal to 60 degree. Or you can draw the answer diagram. Because these things you keep ready for the final revision during March.
Can I explain once more, ma'am, this
Yeah,
one?
yeah, sure. See, this was your question. That this is 30 degree. You have to tell the angle of reflection. Now, what is angle of reflection? Angle of reflection is the angle between the normal and the reflected ray. This is angle of reflection. Okay? Is this much fine? Now, what we know from second law, that angle of incidence is equal to angle of reflection. That means this angle of reflection will be equal to angle of incidence. Now, where is angle of incidence? It is the angle between the incident ray and the normal. Okay, generally students sometimes they think this angle. But this is the angle between the incident ray and the surface. No, this is not angle of incidence. This is angle of incidence. So angle of reflection is equal to angle of incidence. Now, I don't know angle of incidence. So first I need to find angle of incidence. What I know is that this much is 90 degrees. This much is 90 degrees because this is perpendicular. Now, if this much is 30, the rest will be 60. Isn't it? 90 minus 30, that is 60. So if now I have got angle of incidence is 60, therefore angle of reflection is also 60. Clear?
Yes, please.
Okay. In the big big diagram it is drawn. In the small diagram I am only writing the question figure. Now the second question. Everyone will write in the chat box. I need angle of reflection. Okay. Good. Angle of reflection. You know they are equal, half. Anish,
Yes,
what
miss.
will be the angle of reflection and angle of incidence? They will be equal. Let me check, Anish. Wow, all three of you answered correctly. So it is 40 and 40. Angle of incidence 40 and angle of reflection also 40. Good. So this way you have to keep in mind whether they are saying for this side or here, whatever. What are equal are this one and this one are equal. Okay. Okay, let's move. So now I'm going to draw a plane mirror. Yeah, I'm going to draw a plane mirror. And see, if I don't do like this, then it will be glass. Glass, if I show this polish, it is then mirror. Okay, otherwise the light will go from this side to that side. Now, I have put an object here. Okay, now for drawing a ray diagram. See, for drawing ray diagram, we draw at least 2 rays. Okay, so we draw 2 incident rays and automatically 2 reflected rays comes. Fine?
Yes.
Okay, now when we draw 2 rays, so see there are many rays which are going from here. But if I'll start drawing many rays, the diagram will be very complex. So for the simplicity, we draw just 2 rays. Okay, so now.
Ma'am, your voice is breaking.
Okay, is it okay now?
Yes, ma'am.
I said we can draw many rays because from any point, multiple rays are coming in all the direction. Okay, but we draw only 2 rays hitting the surface for the sake of simplicity of the diagram. Otherwise, it will be very complex. Okay.
Yes.
So let's take any 2